All right, people, we're back at it. Exodus. We just read last Friday about Exodus 32 when the people, God had gave them all these instructions before Moses went to the mount and told them what not to do. Do you get it now? He told them what not to do. Don't make no graven images. He told them the 10 Commandments before he even brought down the 10 Commandments on stone. But here it is, people thinking they know better. And that's, like I said, think about the Lord's Prayer. I know better. Pray like this. All right. These are specific instructions. Like if God told you to put some instruction in your head on how to build a specific thing. And you was like, well, I'm gonna do it this way. Think about that's disobedience. I'm gonna do it this way because I think this way better. That's what they did. We're gonna make a golden calf. And you see what happened. He divided them. And then he cut the unbelievers asunder. Come on now. A lot of y'all unbelieve the Lord's Prayer. You don't even realize it. Because your pastor said. Anyway. Y'all ready? 33. I'm going to read from Exodus till God tell me to stop. And the Lord said to Moses, depart and go up hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought up out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swear to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, unto thy seed will I give it. And I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive out the Canaanites. He said this before already. Here it is again. The Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. For I will not go up in the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way. Think about it, man. You don't think they're stiff-necked to be like, well, I think he meant it like this. He left it open so I can fill in the blanks for the people. Come on now. Come on now. Do not add or subtract. All right. Think about that. And when the people heard these evil things, they mourned, and no man did put on his ornaments. For the Lord had said unto Moses, say unto the children of Israel, you are stiff-necked people. I will come up into the midst of thee in a moment and consume thee. Therefore now put off thy ornaments from thee, that I may know what to do unto thee. And the children of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments by the Mount Horeb. And Moses took the tabernacle and pitched it without the camp. Think about it. He gave specific instructions for the tabernacle. These said I put specific instructions in the men and by gifts with my spirit. I gave them specific instructions too, so they can be on one accord. Not one accord going against the Lord. How about one accord going with the Lord? How about that? I don't care if you get mad at me. And called it the tabernacle of the congregation. And it came to pass that everyone which sought the Lord went out unto the tabernacle of the congregation, which was without the camp. And it came to pass when Moses went out the tabernacle that all the people rose up and stood every man at his tent door and looked after Moses until he was gone into the tabernacle. And it came to pass as Moses entered into the tabernacle, the clouded pillar descended and stood at the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord talked with Moses. And the people saw the clouded pillar stand at the tabernacle door, and all the people rose up and worshiped every man in his tent door. And the Lord spake to Moses face to face, as a man speaketh to his friend. So who was speaking to Moses face to face? If you don't see Jesus in the Old Testament, you might be missing the mark. Who is Lord? All right then. And as he turned again into the camp, but his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, the young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. And Moses said unto the Lord, see, thou sayest unto me, bring up this people, and thou hast not let me know whom thou wilt send with me. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight. Now therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, show me now thy way, that I might know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people. And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. And he said unto him, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. For wherein shall it be known here that I and thy people have found grace in thy sight? Great grace. Oh, they talked about grace in the Old Testament and mercy. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. All Paul did is reiterate the fact of how God already was. He's always been full of grace. It is not in that thou goest with us, so shall we be separated. I and our people from all the earth, the people that are upon the face of the earth. And the Lord said to Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken for. Thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. Okay, the new Paul, grace not through faith, says anybody. Lord have mercy, man. You know God didn't really change much besides the sacrificial part. His life on the cross. They don't have to go and offer up sacrifices anymore because Christ gave up his life for us. But grace was always a part of God's plan since the beginning. It ain't just start when Paul started preaching. Paul reiterated the truth that he already knew, or some of y'all truths that y'all don't know right now. They love him. I ain't never seen people quote so much of Paul. I saw somebody, Paul was the best preacher that ever lived. Little children, keep yourself from idols. I could have sworn Jesus, you're going to get Jesus. Jesus said, among men, John the Baptist, have I found nobody better than him. That's what Jesus said. So y'all keep going against Jesus. Jesus said John the Baptist. But he said, he is least in the kingdom of heaven. But here y'all are, Paul is the greatest. Well, according to Jesus' word, John the Baptist was the greatest among men. Oops. Okay then. Y'all love to, Paul, if he could hear y'all while he's sleeping, probably be like, y'all are some ignorant people. Have y'all learned anything from what God told me to teach? Y'all always want to reverence me like I made this Bible. I'm sure that's what Paul said. Come on, y'all. Y'all better open your eyes up. Paul spoke for God. Paul was the greatest. Ooh, Lord. I'm so tired of this. And the thing is, I hated Paul for a while. And so God said, he's a man. I'm like, okay, I understand. He's just a man, just like me, just like anybody else. Who God endowed with the Spirit to spread his word. So when you read these words, it's not Paul talking, preachers. When y'all gonna figure that out? Paul saying what God says. When y'all gonna figure that out? Y'all love to reference Paul. Paul said, who Paul worked for? Anyway, and the Lord said to Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken for. Thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. Okay. Don't the New Testament say that? I know my sheep and I call them by name. All right. Okay then. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee. And I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee. I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious. And I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. Let's read that again. My grace is sufficient. So this is back in Exodus. Let's see what Jesus said. Listen. Look. Listen. And he said, I will make my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious. Gracious is sound like a word for grace, don't it? Ain't gracious and grace the same thing? And I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. So this is in the Old Testament. You see, we've always been saved through grace and mercy. That's it. Through Jesus, through the Lord, through God. It ain't nothing new. And he said, thou canst not see my face, but there shall no man see me and live. And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. And it shall come to pass while my glory passes by, that I will put thee in the cleft of a rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. And I will take away my hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. So God is like talking in three persons, right? his glorified body, Jesus. Look, I'm going to show you me. The Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, ain't they one person? 34. And the Lord said to Moses, hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and I will write upon these tables the words that were in the first tables thou brokest. And be ready in the morning, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai, and present thyself to me in the top of the mount. And no man shall come up with thee, neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount, neither let the flocks and herds feed before that mount. And no man shall come up with thee. Oh wait, and he hewed 2 stables of stone like unto the first. And Moses rose up early in the morning and went up into Mount Sinai, as the Lord had commanded him. I told him, I'm telling people, man, I keep trying to tell people. God has commands, and he has specific commands for each and every individual. These commands were just for Moses to do. And then he commanded people to do something else. His command was to go up there. He tell everybody else, stay there. God had to put in their heart to stay there too. And the Lord descended in the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of the Lord. Think about that. He said he proclaimed the name of the Lord to Moses. Did you catch it? The Lord God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth. Sound familiar? Don't you hear that in the New Testament? Keeping mercy, what? Keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgressions and sin. Oh, our Father, which art in, okay, and sin. And that will by no means clear the guilty. What? What he said? Will by no means clear the guilty. Let's read that again. Will by no means clear the guilty. Visiting iniquity of the children upon the children and upon the children's children unto the 3rd and 4th generation. This ain't done no more. This don't. Look at the world we live in. Look at the Easter. And Moses made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshipped. And he said, if now I have found grace in thy sight. Oh, the New Testament. Old Testament, same thing. For it is a stiff-necked people. And pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thine inheritance. And he said, behold, I make a covenant before all thy people. I will do marvels, since it have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among which thou art soured shall see the work of the Lord, for it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. Didn't Jesus come through doing marvels too? Marvels and miracles. Same God. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. But I drive out before thee the Amorite and the Canaanite and the Hittite, the Perizzite and the Hivite and the Jebusite. In Greek, that means, take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be a snare in the midst of thee. So does this apply now? Yes. That's why we let Buddhists and stuff come in and make covenant with them. You can set up your Buddhist temples and stuff. You can do what we want. So this is done away with. Lord forbid. Look at the world. But you shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. Lord, teach us to walk like you. Boy, I want to tell some Easter bunnies out. I really do. According to the word, I can. According to the word, you can. But visions belong to the Lord. But sometimes who God used to execute his visions? One time he used Samuel. Chop Agag up in pieces. One time he used Samson. Oh, one time he used David to cut off the Goliath's head. Sometimes he used his people. Thy will be done in me. Thy will be done in you. Y'all think this is a game? Y'all scary fools. Lord forgive me. Might have been him calling y'all that. But you shall destroy their altars, break their images, Take that fake picture of Jesus out of your church and cut down their groves. But thou shalt worship no other God. For the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. But it's okay. I share my temple with Ishtar. I share my temple with Saint Nick. These places called by his name. I share it with Valentine's Day. I share it with Pastor Anniversary. I share it with Mother's Day. I'll share it. It's okay. It's okay. But God is jealous. And they wonder why some men jealous as hell. Because Christ is the head of every man. And sometimes there's a such thing as a righteous jealousy. You talk to my wife, you might get slapped in the face. If I catch you. Because I'm a jealous father too. A jealous husband. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land and they go a whoring after their gods. You whores. I ain't no hoe. Yes, you are. You put Ishtar in the house of the Lord. What they got it? Where did the Bible say celebrate the Easter celebration? I'll wait. I'll wait, and you causing my people, I will visit iniquity. People don't understand visiting iniquity is sometimes allowing people to continue to do something. I'm not theologian. And do sacrifice unto their gods. And one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. And thou take off their daughters, and to thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after other gods. You whores. And make thy sons go a whoring after other gods. You whores. And then got the nerve to get up there and be like, I'm spreading the truth to you, whore. You're spreading the partial truth. Thou shalt make thee no molten gods. Keep the feast of unleavened bread. Oh, the feast of unleavened bread shalt thou keep 7 days. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread as I commanded thee in the time of the month of Abib. Ha ha ha! Thou came out from Egypt. I'm not a Jew. I'm a Gentile. You got to do circumcision no more. Shut the hell up lying. If you want to do this, do it. How about Pastor? Put this in play. But I'm a Gentile. Shut the hell up. I command thee in the time of the month of Abib, for in the month of Abib thou camest out from Egypt. But I think that's January, February, March. I think Jesus went forward and changed the month for the children of Israel. Is it April? Or is it March? I don't know. I wish I did know. I wish some of these pastors would be spreading this, but they don't. They do what they want to do. But this is the house of God with our own statutes and traditions that we've been observing since we were young. All the opener matrix is mine. What? So this changed? And every firstling among the cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb. Well, we got to worry about none of this a lot. Because guess what? We all been redeemed through Christ's sacrifice. And if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break his neck. All the firstborn of thy sons thou shalt redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. So we don't have to give our firstborn son to Jesus no more. I would love to give my firstborn son to Jesus. I would hope every Christian would too. Maybe he'll be the one that break every chain. 6 days shalt thou work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest. In erring time and in harvest thou shalt rest. Oh, and thou shalt observe the feast of weeks. Let's give us some more first feast days. Of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering of the year's end. Thrice in a year shall all your men children appear before the Lord God, the God of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before thee, and enlarge thy borders. Neither shall any man desire thy land, when thou shalt go up to the pier before the Lord thy God thrice in a year. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven. Neither shall the sacrifice of feast of the Passover be left until the morning. The first of the first fruits of thy land, thou shalt bring it to the house of the Lord, thy God. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Let me stop there. I ain't gonna even read no more. That's enough for now. We'll start again on 27. Now, y'all make sure this part is enforced. Tithe, the first fruits of thy land, thou shalt bring it to the house of the Lord, thy God. Thou shalt not see the kid. They'll make sure that part is left. The first fruits of the land. I'm telling y'all, man. Let me pause and I will continue.